Trying to be perfect as an artist will kill your creativity faster than anything else. The reason why I say this is because creativity is never perfect. More chances than not, nothing in life is perfect. So the chances that something that you're birthing in its raw, authentic form, especially in its early stages, is going to be anything close to perfect, right? I believe creativity is open, expressive, like it's just free. You know, when you are dealing with creativity, you have to just let it be what it is. And the people who are going to gravitate with your art or appreciate your art is going to do it whether or not you gave them the okay or gave them the heads up. They're just going to vibe with it. And that's the beauty about art. You don't need to be doing anything in specific, or you don't need to be meeting somebody else's guidelines or following the rules to be a great artist. You can be an artist by simply being yourself. And the quick you guys realize that, the quicker you guys realize that, the quicker you guys will start putting out more content, more art, more songs, more poetry, whatever you do in artistic form. Stop holding yourself back thinking that it's not done. You know how, and you know what's crazy too? There's certain instances where I would tell you to get it out there unfinished, right? Because we have a tendency to waste time going back to the same piece of art, right? We can be stuck working on a song for years. We could be stuck working on a piece of, like, a vlog or something like that for years, months, just OD dragging it out. Sometimes you need to just put out what you already have so you can give your mind a chance to see what's next, what's new. Don't stagnate yourself. Don't stagnate your mind in this process and not move forward. If you have a sense of perfectionism where you feel like you can't move on to the next thing until the last thing is done at its absolute best, you may not never move to the next thing, because as an artist, you are never finished. Your eye will always see something else that you can do. It's always going to see something. It's just always going to see something else. So sitting there trying to nitpick the nitty gritty of it is counterproductive, especially if you are a creative who thinks a lot, or you're an overthinker or anything like that, right? You would be a lot more efficient if you just did and just let it be. Because the fact that you were overthinking, it probably is better than you think already, because the steps that you took to even start, you went down a whole big rabbit hole before you even picked up the pencil, picked up the music, picked up the camera, whatever the case may be. So the chances that you're being overly critical on yourself is also a real thing too. Y'all, put out the content, do what y'all have to do, make the videos, make the art, and stop trying to be perfect with everything. It is so unnecessary. And it's crazy because in today's generation, you would get further by being imperfect, because it seems like people gravitate to the imperfectness of situations. Like me setting up my camera in the car, one of these videos might end up popping just off how raw and imperfect it is. But when people start going into these things like these studio sessions, and they start renting out places and leasing things just for their content, a lot of them have a rude awakening when they realize that it's not connecting with people like they thought, because they took so much time on trying to make it feel perfect that it lost its feeling. It lost its purpose. It's lost its emotion. Because when you're dealing with art, when you're dealing with creativity, and content is a part of creativity. Jesus. I'm leaving it. Anyways, you can keep being perfect all you want to. You're not going to get anything done. And by you not getting anything done is going to put more pressure on you, your headspace, your environment, and everything else. And it's going to lead to you not getting more stuff done, because now you're overwhelmed by the things that you could have prevented. Stop trying to be perfect. But it's a lot of things that cause this quote unquote perfectionism, like going to school, teachers, bro. I have a class right now where I really feel like they're nitpicking, or this person is nitpicking into my assignments. Yes, you could say they're making me better, or whatever the case may be. But once again, when you're dealing with anything that's on a creative or artistic level, nothing is set in stone. What it's an A+ $1 million picture to one person, $1 million piece of content, whatever the case may be, to one person may be complete dog poop to the next person. It's all subjective. So you as a creator, you as an artist, you as a free-spirited individual, whatever you do, you cannot be too critical on yourself before you even give somebody else the opportunity to experience it, because they will never experience it, because your overcriticalness and perfectionism is causing you to not put out anything. You have to put it out, even if it's not finished. Sometimes putting out the unfinished product, like what I said earlier, will allow you the room and just the freedom to do other stuff and actually grow and actually get closer to that sense of perfectionism. But if you keep going back to that poem that you started 15 years ago, the chances of that poem getting anything better than what it was the last time you touched it isn't going to go up, unless of course there is a big gap in between you revisiting pieces of art, revisiting whatever piece of content you're doing, right? Because then there's a learning experience, there's a sense of reflection. But if you're stuck on the same piece of art, the same piece of content every single day for long extended periods of time, you need to move on. It's already been done. I love y'all.